are talking to Michaela here at Foundry. She is part of the Youth Advisory Committee. Michaela, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Tell me about what's happening here today.
So today we're at the Foundry Langley Community Grand Opening. And basically we're here to get youth involved and their families involved and see what Foundry is and what it's here to support.
Okay, so when you talk about Youth Advisory Committee, what does that entail?
So it's basically a group of youth who all work together to make sure that Foundry is a space that is accessible, safe, and inclusive to all of the people who are going to be entering this space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what ages does Foundry service?
12 to 24.
Okay. And so our viewers that are watching that are young like yourself, what advice would you have for them?
Just that it's okay to ask for help and it is okay to get involved in these kind of things. So coming to events like this and being a part of the Foundry is so important, so I encourage everyone to reach out.
Thank you so much, Michaela.
Yeah, thank you.
We are here at the community grand opening of Foundry Langley, and we're talking to Kristen. Kristen, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Good. Tell me what your role is here at Foundry.
Perfect. I'm the manager of Foundry and Clinical Services for Encompass Support Services Society, who operates Foundry Langley.
Okay, so Encompass, tell me about that. When you say it operates Foundry Langley, tell me a bit about that. What does that mean?
Yeah, so our role has really been to bring together community to learn what exactly Foundry Langley needed to look like. And so we worked with a youth advisory, a family advisory, an Indigenous advisory, and brought a bunch of service providers together to guide us along so that we really got this right for what the community needed.
So when you talk about youth and you talk about Indigenous, is this something that is servicing all different cultures?
Absolutely. So Foundry Langley is meant for youth between the ages of 12 to 24. So any youth is welcome to access our services, as well as any of their supporters or family members can access as well.
So when you say Foundry Langley, does that mean that if I live in Maple Ridge or I live in Surrey or Abbotsford that you're going to say, sorry, you got to go to a different location?
Absolutely not. So we don't have boundaries. You're welcome to come here. There are Foundry locations in other communities, so it's helpful sometimes for us to let folks know that there's a Foundry that might be closer to their house, but they're welcome to choose which Foundry to access.
Right, because I was thinking about if there's a youth and maybe they don't want to see the same doctor as their parents, they might want some privacy, so maybe they might want to go out of that area.
Of course, yes. So we won't turn anyone away.
That's wonderful. What services do you provide then?
We provide a variety of services with the idea that youth don't necessarily need to know exactly what they might benefit from. So we have mental health services, substance use services. We will have primary care. It's on the way. So that's physical and sexual health care. And then we have social services, so things such as employment support, social programming, and we have peer support, so youth and caregivers with lived experience that can support others.
So basically everything and anything that somebody between the ages of 12 and 24 needs, that guidance.
Absolutely. So anything we would try to support here, and if we can't, we would absolutely connect those families through to whatever would be most helpful.
So this is a good starting point for anybody that's watching, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you wanted to give one message to our viewers, somebody, maybe a parent is watching or maybe a child is watching, whatever message you want to give to our viewers, you can go ahead and do that now.
Wonderful. So we're here to support all youth between the ages of 12 to 24 with any of the needs that they might have. And if you're not quite sure what would be helpful, but you just know that you could benefit from some support, please come and visit us. We're open for drop-ins on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays between 2 and 7. You can just show up and we'll do our best to help you along.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm here talking to Jordan and Steve and this little guy, Rowan. They are from the Township of Langley. They're the firefighters here in support of Foundry Langley today. The community grand opening is happening. Tell me about your role today here.
Well, we're here to represent the Township of Langley Firefighters Charitable Society. In fact, Steve's one of our directors here. This is really important to us that we're here today. We just did a check presentation to Foundry for $30,000, and that's kind of coming out of a segue from our Mayor's Gala that we just had, who Foundry was actually our benefiting organization that we decided that we were going to donate some extra funds to this year.
Amazing. So Steve, how much did you guys get in donations from that gala?
So we're actually going to be doing a donation for $250,000 to Foundry, and then we're also funding our snack program, which we get healthy snacks to the schools in Langley Township and Langley City.
See, it's a wonderful thing when you can see different parts of the community coming together to, benefit society in general. Like the snack program is just a wonderful idea because a lot of kids don't have snacks. You know, they need that food and they don't have that support from home.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think we really noticed that there was a gap in support for youth mental health, and not only youth mental health, but youth health in general. So our snack program addresses kids going to school hungry, without the right nutrition. We're happy to be in 25 schools now. We hope to expand that into all the schools within Langley Township and the city, and we're close. Hopefully next year that's going to take place. But then also paying attention to youth mental health. There's so many programs out there that address the adults, but not the youth. So we are more than happy to jump in on this. Yeah.
See, when I think of firefighters, I think of superheroes.
Yeah.
And no, absolutely, you guys are raising money to do more than just your job, but you're doing this for the community and doing extra, you know, to help out people in need. So I think that's ultimately superhero work. So good job, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
And little Rowan here, you want to say something for the camera? Okay, what do you want to say? Look over in that camera there.
My name is Rowan.
Okay,
Do you want to tell a joke?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Your name is Rowan. How old are you?
I'm 4.
You're 4? Only 4? So are you driving right now?
No,
You don't have a car?
I don't.
You don't drive?
I don't drive.
Oh, silly me. So what grade are you in?
I'm in daycare.
Oh, I love daycare. That was like my favorite time of schooling. My entire life, I still remember, is great. So tell me, what do you want to be when you get older? Like, are you going to be a firefighter like your dad?
I'm gonna be a fighter
I knew it. That's awesome. Why do you want to be a firefighter?
because I'm gonna grow up to be a fighter with my dad.
Thank you for talking to us today.
Welcome.
Say bye to our viewers. Just wave and say goodbye.
Bye.
We are here at the community grand opening of Foundry Langley, and we're talking to Allison and Bree, and they've got coffee for the community. Tell us about what you're doing here today.
Well, we're representing Starbucks today because the community here is really important to us. Our store is in Walnut Grove, so we're really close. And Bree is one of our community champions in the district.
Okay, so Bree, tell us about how you feel today to be involved with the community and kind of giving back, and everybody loves coffee, and especially Starbucks.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here. Long overdue, the Foundry, something like this for our community. Long overdue. We need something like this for our youth and for mental health. So one of the principles that we have at Starbucks has to do with mental health, so it was just a no-brainer for us to be able to be here to support our community. Yeah, we're thrilled.
So Starbucks has some sort of an initiative for mental health?
Yeah, we the support of our partners at Starbucks is huge in regards to mental health. I mean, it's a part of everyday life, so ignoring it simply doesn't make it go away. So that's why, you know, it's heartfelt for us to be here today. Love it.
That's wonderful. So when you have like employees that work for you and they're going through something difficult, you've got something set in place that they're going to be okay with the support.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all our partners know how easy it is to access that as well. So yeah, it's absolutely very deep-rooted for us.
Very good. It's nice to know that when I'm drinking my Starbucks, I'm, you know, supporting a company that supports people in their mental health. So thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are here talking to the ladies of Coast Capital Savings Credit Union. I've got Carolyn beside me here, and then I've got Mehik and Michelle. So Carolyn, tell me what's happening here today.
So the Foundry asked us to come by and set up a booth for their event opening. And so we brought some chips and cheesies and drinks and little swag and stuff. And we have a draw for a backpack full of goodies.
Wonderful, especially in time for school now, because everybody's back to school. They might need some, you know, new backpack or something like that.
Yes, exactly. And Foundry is an amazing, amazing organization. They work really well with the Youth Hub. We've been involved with the Youth Hub for many, many, many years. And my favorite part was when before COVID, we were cooking twice a month for the youth. And we come and cook them dinner and meet all the youth.
Coast Capital Savings Credit Union did this for the youth.
Yes. Yep. We cooked, and we do Christmas events where we bring all stocking stuffers and they fill them, and getting to know the kids and opening bank accounts for them, their first bank account.
Right. So when we talk about helping them, I mean, that's wonderful that you gave them, you know, I didn't even know that Coast Capital Savings and Credit Union did that. That was a wonderful thing. But when they're opening bank accounts, I mean, a lot of kids don't have direction on what to do in general. And if they don't have the support from the family for you guys to fill that gap, tell me about that.
So quite often when you go to other FIs, you have to have picture ID, but at Coast Capital you don't, as long as you have 2 pieces of ID. And this is really important for youth because a lot that come out of foster care and now they get their own money need to have a place where they can deposit this money, but they don't have a picture ID because it's not free till they're 18 and a half, but they're 18. So we open their accounts, do budgeting with them, follow up with them, and it works really well. I just did one the other week. Yeah.
See, that's amazing to me because a lot of times when they're down and out in their luck, they don't have anywhere to go. And if they've got a way to get through and get that bank account and start their life, that's wonderful that you're doing that for them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll talk to Mehak as well. Mehak, tell me about how it feels for you to be here. You're South Asian. So for you to see, our TV station here, South Asian, trying to be here, trying to figure out some information for our viewers, maybe you could tell us in Punjabi. Do you speak Punjabi?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so maybe in Punjabi, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਪਾਰਟ ਹੋਣਾ?
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਮੇਰਾ ਇਹ ਫਸਟ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਫਰਮ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਪਾਰਟਿਸਿਪੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ 'ਚ ਬਟ ਹੇਅਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਸ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜ ਕੇ ਐਂਡ ਇਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ 'ਤੇ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਇਹ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਟਰਮੈਂਟ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੋ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਥੈਂਕਫੁਲ ਟੂ ਕੋਸਟ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਸੇਵਿੰਗਸ
Very good. Thank you so much, Mehak. And Michelle, why don't you both join me? If you can come on to either side here, and then I'll just talk to the 2 Michelles together. So we've got Michelle from Coast Capital Savings and Credit Union. Ladies, what does this mean to you to be here, part of this community event?
It's really important for us to be involved. We really love to do this kind of thing. And for youth, again, our foundation for helping financially for the community is the Money Chat. So we have them come in and we go over all different aspects and do a little bit of teaching, savings and that kind of a thing so that they have a bit of a foundation when they open their account and, just give them a bit of guidance for that.
That's wonderful. I mean, everybody needs that guidance, and especially children that are struggling perhaps. So the fact that you're there and you're offering that compassionate shoulder, we will help you figure out your finances and more. That's nice. Michelle, what would you like to say?
I just want to say I know with myself and the coworkers that I work with, we're very approachable and we have personalized service. So it's not cookie cutter. It's, we really want to get to know you deep down and how we can help you, honestly. And it's, we take our time and we don't rush into things. So we have the pleasure of helping people and we love it.
See, that's what it's all about, is the fact that not only are you trying to give them financial support, you've got heart and you're offering them, that genuine concern. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are here at the community grand opening of Foundry Langley, and I'm here with the fine gentlemen from Caliber. They are the construction company that built this fine location. So when you come and check out this beautiful building, it's these gentlemen that are behind this building. So tell me your name and what this means to you to be part of this event today.
My name is Jerry Pohl, and we're here with Caliber Projects, construction company in Langley, in the Fraser Valley. What this means to us, this is us building on our purpose. Our purpose at Caliber has nothing to do with construction. It's called building people and processes. And what we see Foundry doing is building people in Langley. Langley is very close to our hearts. We've done a lot of business here. Most of us live here, and it's just so fun to see the community come together, and for people to come together and help those who need a bunch of help.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I like that you said construction is like secondary. Your main goal is to help people.
Yeah.
I'm Kent. I'm project manager at Caliber, and for us, it's just we take a lot from the community, so we want to give back from what we take as well. It's a whole process just to be with the people that we're building for as well. That's what it means to us.
Absolutely. And so this gentleman here, your name, and I know that you're fairly new with Caliber?
Yeah, I actually just started on Monday.
Well, This is your lucky day. Now you're on TV representing Caliber. So tell me about is it 1 week in so far?
Yeah.
So tell me, how has your week been?
The week was fantastic.
So tell our viewers your name.
Tristan Taylor. Yeah. No, the first week was fantastic. Caliber definitely does build people. Like, I really found that first week. Like, if I had a question, it wasn't like, kind of figure it out. There was 3 people there ready to answer and help guide me along. It's like a community.
So when you talk about them being supportive, that's kind of in line with their whole goal, is like to help that community, and they show that obviously in their work environment as well.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's not like some kind of facade. Like, they really do mean it, and they get involved and get down and dirty building. It's fun.
Well, it's nice to see when, all of you are here, working this together, because it could be, send someone else, but you guys are actually here, in the trenches, if you will, giving back to the community.
In the trenches on the barbecue.
Yeah,
you say together, and together is really what this is all about. So we were able to work closely with the Kwantlen First Nations as well here, which was just really, really special. We do a lot of work in Langley and around their region, so to be able to partner with them on the blessing ceremony. Kent and I both were honored to be blanketed, which we got to learn about how special that was, which is really cool. But really, we're here barbecuing. There's 5 of us here, but really the whole team at Caliber we say crushing the projects. They really crushed this community project, and Kent was the project manager that led it all. So yeah, it's like in team sports, it's about the team, and we just went out there and we just gave her done. Lots of shots on net. Right. So we're going out and we're just crushing it.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that is what it's all about. So Kent, project manager on this building. It's a beautiful building. So how did you figure out what you wanted to do here? What was your inspiration? What drove you? Tell me the details of that part of it.
Well, being part of a construction team, there's a lot of other players involved, so there's a lot of consultants. So, as a team, we worked just with our consultants to put it all together. I'm just one person. There's a lot more people behind the scenes than me. So really, it's a community effort. It's a team effort. There's so much that went into this building behind the scenes. We could be here all day talking about it. The amount of people we met, it was just a very cool experience from start to finish for us.
So when you first thought about this building, you're like, I'm going to do this project. How does it feel now to have this project actually, it's here, it's materialized, it's done? How does that feel?
It's very cool for us to show up now and we walk through and we see it all furnished and where we started and where we are now. That's the whole part why we love being in construction, is that process. And then seeing everybody's joy on their face when they go through, that's the best part. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. One last word that you want to say to the camera. I will let you do it because I feel like you want to take my job, so go ahead, tell me.
One of our core values at Caliber is love it, and this community project is exhibit A of our core value, love it. Vince, love it on 2? 1, 2, love it! There you go.
And we love it. Thank you so much, Caliber.